So we were discussing method study. I hope everybody has joined. Count is 17. Where is CR? Are Dangle? Indrajit Dangle? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Ah, where is Neeraj Jain? Any idea? Where is he?
No, sir.
Okay. Your voice is low.
No, sir.
I think I have not presented. ऐकू येतंय का इंद्रजित?
हो सर, येस सर.
तुझा आवाज कमी का येतोय?
हेडफोन घातले सर. हेडफोन घातले.
बाहेर आहेस का कुठे? So we were discussing method study. Indrajit, are you understanding the subject?
येस सर.
And these are the symbols. So for Viva, this symbol is usually asked. What this symbol mean? So this is uh, combined activities. So that is operation and inspection. These are some examples which we discussed. And remember, method study is applicable to office also. This is a misconception that method study is applicable only for the workshop activities. No, it is applicable for your office also, and that is separately it is called as office TQM, that is total quality management system for the office. So different process charts what we discussed yesterday were outline process chart, operation process chart, flow process chart, two-handed process chart, then multiple activity chart. Multiple activity chart includes your flow diagram, string diagram. Wherein string diagram may you take a string uh, to measure the distances. Then full form of SIMO. Again, students they fail to tell. It is simultaneous motion cycle chart. Simultaneous motion cycle chart. That is, what are the motions that can be performed simultaneously? So that are recorded. So as I told, operation process charts, it gives you a bird's eye view of the entire process. And we also discussed this, that how to make operation process chart and what are its uses. That is what we discussed yesterday, right? If you remember, we also took one example of the electric motor. Okay, so looking at this, you will come to know what are the different components of the electric motor. Of course, the major component, we are not considering the studs, we are not considering the studs, nuts or bolt. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In case if I am not audible, you just let me know. Hmm?
Okay,
So
sir.
looking at this outline process chart, you will come to know what are the different components. So now this is an example of electric motors. We are not considering hardware. There can be bearings, there can be gaskets, there can be nuts, bolts, studs, then circlip that we are not considering. Major components like covers, rotor, stator, body. These are the components what we are considering here. So now looking at this, let's take an example of say cover. So you will come to know what are the different operations and how is the flow. So this is the beauty of this outline process charts. One more example was taken that was for the riveted plate assembly. Then another example was for the plywood manufacturing shop, and something similar we also did in process engineering and tooling under the chapter called as classification of operations. And if you remember, the same symbols were used. That is squares, rectangles, circles for the operations. Then for the transport, we have used arrow. If you remember, classification of operation. Then flow process chart. So how is the flow? Now we believe in single port or one phase flow. So it's a graphical representation of the sequence of all the activities. So this year we are doing more in detail. Operations, inspection, transport, relay, storage. We are going into more detail for a particular operation. Again, it is all based on the observations. So this is called as the walk around. That is, you are walking with the product or you are walking with the component and you are recording down the observation. If anywhere if the material is stuck, then you have to write it under the heading delay, under the heading delay or under the heading storage. That is temporary storage, permanent storage, or delay because the tools are not available or the instructions are not clear. So every activity has symbol and you have to record accordingly. So all the charts will have what is the name of the component, then what is the material, whether it is MS, SS, where is the starting point, where is the ending point, where is the location where this activity is taking place. And remember, flow process chart can be uh, for the worker or for the employee. That is what he is doing. Nowadays we use cameras. Then it can be for the material, how the material is handled or how the material is treated, and it can be for the equipment also. So how the equipment or machine is used, right? Over a period of one shift, over a period of one day, or over a period of one week. Remember, earlier we used to, at our time, we used to record, this equipment type flow process chart on hourly basis. Every hour, what is the output? Every hour, what is the output of machines? One engineer was kept only for this. Like say, suppose a machine shop is having say 50 machines. So he used to start at number one machine, okay, at 10 o'clock, and by the time he completes all the 50 machines, it would have been 11 o'clock. Then again he has to start from machine number one. Poor engineer, poor boy. And remember, it was so laborious and tedious. The engineer used to live in 15 days because it was very tiring, no? And basically, it was no doubt it was a technical work, but more or less it was clerical also, isn't it? So, considering these difficulties, now we call it as a IPMS, that is Integrated Production Management System, IPMS. So here we take help of different scanners, different coders, then RFID. because the technology is advanced, right? So every equipment is connected with this, scanners and RFID. So even the equipment is down for a second, it gets recorded, uh, and the manager, he doesn't have to employ an engineer just to record on these activities. So sitting in a cabin, he will come to know what is happening in a particular machine, why it is down, whether the downtime is because the person is not there, that is operator is absent, or because there is no material, or because there is a shortage of material. See, no material and shortage of material and bad material, these are the three different things. As a production engineer, you must understand. No material means material ही नहीं, खत्म, material ही है. Shortage of material means I want 200 but I have received 150. And bad material means I want 200 okay pieces but I have received 75 not okay pieces. So I can produce only 125. So this is how uh, you should, investigate. So why the machine is down? Is it because there is no material, or because there is shortage of material, or because the quality of the material is not correct, or because the person is absent, or because the machine itself is under maintenance? So these are the various factors, for downtime. Maybe because of the fatigue also, sometimes the operator is taking rest. So that is also one of the reasons. So this is what you record in equipment type flow process chart. And this is very essential for high cost machine. The machines I have been telling, some machines are costing 2.53 crores. So per hour cost, it comes around 10,000 to 15,000 rupees per hour. Per hour, remember. Usually the CNC machine the cost is 3.5 rupees per minute. So that comes around 210 rupees per hour. Normal CNC lathe I'm talking about. It comes around, minimum it starts 210 रुपया एक घंटे का. On an average it is 300 rupees. If the machine is pretty new, then the people charge around 300 rupees per hour. Okay. Now consider this 300 rupees and consider 15,000 rupees per hour. ये जो 300 रुपीज में बोला, इसका मशीन का कॉस्ट अराउंड 15 lakhs रहता है, और ये जो मैंने 15,000 बोला, दैट मशीन कॉस्ट इज अराउंड 3 crores rupees, landed cost, and along with all the utilities. Because see, as a purchase engineer, tomorrow you have to ask only you are not supposed to concentrate only on the machine. There are a lot of other, allied equipments which are required. इलेक्ट्रिकल कनेक्शन है, स्टेबलाइजर लगता है, सर्किट ब्रेकर लगता है, सॉकेट्स, प्लग्स, केबल्स, वायर्स, जंक्शन बॉक्सेस, पीएलसी. these are all allied equipment. Mechanical में आपको you may need, compressor, you need compressed air, you may need cylinders, you may need regulators, you may need water line, you may need air line. So these are your pneumatics. Automation में you will need some kind of HMI. So all these you have to consider. खाली machine layer तो होगा नहीं. Understand? So as a purchase engineer, you have to see and purchase planning. पहला हम लोग को लगता था कि these are all white collar job और non technical job, but they are more technical jobs than your shop floor. शॉप फ्लोर में आपको, मैं बोलता हूँ, आपको खाली सर खुजाना पड़ता है कि आउटपुट कैसा निकालने का. माई मशीन, माई पीपल्स शुड नॉट बी आइडल. तो आप इट्स लाइक अ मुकादम टाइप ऑफ मुकादम. पीछे लगना पड़ता है, चलो भाई काम करो, तुम क्यों बैठा है, तू क्यों बैठा है, क्या है, तुमको मटेरियल नहीं है, ये नहीं, वो नहीं. एंड पीपल्स नो वर्कर्स दे विल मेक यू रन लाइक एनीथिंग. ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा है, काट के दिखाओ, करके दिखाओ. So this supply chain, purchase, plannings, design, these are absolutely technical departments. So this is what a chart, a typical chart, row process chart will look like. So location, where is the location? Like say machine shop, what activity, date, operator name, analyst means your name, right? Then event description, and then you have to mark the symbol. On the symbol hai, whether it is operation, matlab see, now if you are checking diameter 10, so it will come under inspection. So what is the time? what is the distance it has moved to come to the inspection department, and then you suggest some changes. That is what is called as the recommendation method recommendation. Hmm? I hope it is clear. So man type may now suppose let's say collection of materials from the store. Okay. So what are the different activities? So these are called as the therbligs. इसको हम लोग therbligs बोलते हैं. So what you will do? You will first अपने को slip बनाना पड़ता है, बराबर ना? So we make a requisition slip. ठीक है? Requisition slip is made by the supervisor or foreman. ठीक है? So the operator साहब के पास जाएगा, साहब requisition slip दे दो, बराबर है? हाँ. So if there is hierarchy, like suppose if the supervisor is not authorized, then you have to go to the manager. So manager बनाएगा, then you have to go to the supervisor. 2-3 signatures are required. Okay. Then वो 2-3 आदमी के पास जाके रिक्वेशन लेने के बाद then you will go to stores. अपना इधर for example I will give an example of Agnel. So Agnel suppose if I make a requisition slip uh, for interdepartmental work, nobody will honor it unless and until it is signed by HOD. Uh, HOD का साइन मतलब फैकल्टी का साइन, HOD का साइन एंड अगेन प्रिंसिपल का साइन, बराबर है. सो द हु इज द पर्सन, हु इज द मैन, प्यून इज द मैन. ओके, सो ही विल टेक फैकल्टी का सिग्नेचर, HOD का सिग्नेचर, प्रिंसिपल का सिग्नेचर. सो एज एन इंजीनियर नो यू विल ऑब्जर्व उसका एक्टिविटीज, बराबर है. फैकल्टी किधर है, सपोज 7th फ्लोर पे, तो उसका साइन लिया, बराबर है. देन HOD किधर है, चलो 4th फ्लोर पे, तो वहां पे डिस्टेंस कितना है, कितना टाइम लगा. देन प्रिंसिपल कहाँ पे है, ग्राउंड फ्लोर पे, ठीक है, तो वो डिस्टेंस. देन दिस इज ऑल ब्यूटीफुल स्टडी, यू नो हाउ द पर्सन, हाउ द रिसोर्सेस आर यूटिलाइज्ड, राइट. देन स्टोर्स कहाँ पे है, again few meters away. So just to take one item, he has to spend almost half an hour. So how it can be improved, how the layout can be improved, can we club the department, administrative department. This is what is your engineering is, because resources are paid, isn't it? So these are actually underutilization of the resources of the people, right? Then he will give the requisition to the storekeeper, then he'll take the material, then check the material, and then he'll come to the shop. Like that it is. And nowadays we don't work like this. People, I mean industries, they don't work like this. Every shop, I have been telling you, POUS. Huh? Hello, Indrajit, what what is the full form of POUS? माहित आहे का? Can anybody tell me the full form of POUS? Aditya Sawant, Pereira, or Martin? Anybody? What is? Yeah, Aditya, can you tell me the full form of POUS? Can you hear me, Aditya? You can write it in the chat box. POUS is nothing but point of use and storage. That is what we believe. Wherever the material is used, it is stored there. There is no concept of stores. Stores रहता ही नहीं है. This is the concept now. जहाँ पे मटेरियल यूज हो रहा है डायरेक्टली वहां पे छोड़ देते हैं. सो एट द मोस्ट यू कैन हैव अ स्मॉल मिनी मार्केट नियर द असेंबली लाइन फॉर स्टोरिंग फॉर 1 day 2 day. So that will be called as a अपना supermarket कैसा रहता है. We have a mall, we have a supermarket. So like that you have markets, where you store the material temporarily, and this is exactly at the workstation, at the line. Okay, so the people they don't have to run here and there such a long distances. I say. So that is what is called as the POUS, and that has made wonderful results. It has improved the productivity like anything. You won't believe I have told you this example, that is in 1987, that is around say 35 years back. The production of Bolero in Mahindra Kandivali plant, it was around 35-40 मुश्किल से in three shifts, तीन शिफ्ट में मिला के 35 to 40 बोलेरोस असेंबल होता था, बनता था in one day, and now it is around 300. and 300 ये जो फिगर है मैं 2017 का बोल रहा हूँ. नाउ 3 years बैक का, अभी 3 साल मैंने विजिट नहीं किया, 1.5 साल तो इसमें ही गया लॉकडाउन. बट डेफिनेटली इट मस्ट हैव क्रॉस 300. 300 का 325 तो हुआ ही हुआ. नाउ दे आर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. Now means 2017 August to be precise, more precise. In August 2017, that is exactly 4 years back, the output was 300 boleros in one shift. The cycle time was around 1.5 minutes. इतना है. So how it is possible? It's all because of this. If you visit big companies, you will not find any stores वगैरह. Who will keep the inventory? Who will look after the inventory? Plus, there are many stores. It has happened that theft things were stolen. So this is what the symbols what you use here. Like now this particular process chart for the material. So bring the article by cart into workshop. Clean the article. Then article to the galvanizing tank. So this is handling. Okay, this is the operation. Circle this. It is operation. It has become elliptical because of the space. Then dip the article. This is particularly what is the process. This flow process chart we are making it for the galvanization. Galvanizing, there are galvanizing is nothing but a coating of zinc. By default, galvanization is nothing but a zinc. So we are giving a coating of zinc on a MS sheet in order to prevent the rusting or in order to prevent the corrosion. So this particular process chart is for the galvanizing of a MS sheet. Then get the article. Now what? So first cleaning the article. There is a treatment, acid and water treatment. Then you take that article to the galvanizing tank. Okay. Then you have to connect that article to the rope hoist so that you can dip the article into the zinc bath. जो tank रहता है उसमें. Then you have to dip it for a certain amount of time. Then because the coating, it is a function of temperature and time. Okay, and also the current. Okay, so there are three factors. So you have to play, or you have to manipulate, or you have to adjust the temperature, current, and time in order to get the desired thickness of the coating. Okay, then um, after particular time, then you have to lift the article, then you hold the article, okay, so that it gets drained out properly. Then it has to be cooled. So article to the cooling place. So this is what transport, correct? Now hold the article means this is now inverted triangle, so that means it is temporary storage. So looking at this, no, you have to see which activities can be reduced. So this is, see, visuals are always more effective than text. uh, than text. So many times we also say, Are Baba, try to draw more number of diagrams in your answer papers, because sometimes this is not applicable to all, and I don't want to hurt uh, anyone's feelings. But assessor who is assessment, suppose I am doing the assessment, sometimes the if you give more diagrams and if you look at the diagram, then we understand. The student he has understood the concept, give him full. No need to go through the text also. So graphical representation always create a good or more impact. So looking at this now, what decision you can take is these are my non-value added activities. NVA. So any activities can be classified under VA and NVA. Value added activities, and NVA is nothing but non-value added activities. So as an engineer, you have to concentrate on NVA, non-value added activities. So you have to reduce those activities. Ideally, you have to. make it zero. Hmm. So your efficiency, we called the process. Now this process chart, what is the key performance indicator? How do you define KPI for a process chart? KPI is nothing but key performance indicators. See, sometimes all these technical terms I am again and again telling because this is what is asked in the oral. Okay. So key performance indicators for the process chart is your efficiency, that is process cycle efficiency. So that is given by VA divided by VA plus NV. So you have to make that NVA zero so that PCE can be 100%. But imagine even the companies like Toyota, PCE has not gone more than 60%. More than 60%. The plant like Toyota, they have process cycle efficiency of 60%. I'll give an example like suppose if you are loading a component on a chuck, you are doing on a CNC lathe, okay, and you are doing some turning operation and drilling and boring CNC lathe. So the customer is paying for turning operation, for drilling operation, and for boring operation. Okay, but this is not the activity. What are the other activities? You have to open the chuck, then you have to you have to lift the component, then you have to load that component inside the chuck, then you have to tighten that chuck, then you have to see whether the component or the workpiece material is running true or not, and then workpiece tool offset, and then take a cut. After taking the cut, then you have to wipe off the coolant, you have to remove the chips, then you have to inspect. So this all this loading, unloading, except cutting is NVA. So as an engineer, you have to see how can I reduce this NVA? Can I automate the clamping process? Can I use hydraulically operated chuck? Can I automate the inspection process? Can I do online inspection, in process inspection? So this is what, if you look at these symbols, immediately it stuck to your mind. अरे बाप रे इतना एरो है, इतना एरोज है, बाप रे बाप, मतलब there are lot of NVA. Understand? So remove the rope hoist is the operation. So first you have to attack these arrows, triangles, rectangles or square inspection. इसको attack करने का है. इसको you will have to eliminate so that your NVA will reduce. And then you have to attack as a industrial engineer. You have to attack operation. फिर देखने का अभी प्लेस द आर्टिकल टू कूल डाउन कितना टाइम लगता है, रिमूव द रो कॉइल्स कितना टाइम, ठीक है, सॉ डस्टिंग बाय हैंड, moving the article for inspection, loading. So this is what the advantage of your process chart is, right? Then you can draw this arrow, hmm, like now this requisition made out by the department head, then put in, pick a flag, then go to the accounting department, accountant signature verified, amount approved by the treasurer, then amount counted by the cashier, amount recorded by the bookkeeper, petty cash sealed in the envelope, petty cash carried to department, then petty cash checked against the requisition, then receipt signed and petty cash stored in a box. Okay. So this is the flow process chart for the requisition of petty cash. Requisition of the petty cash. So now requisition made out by the department head, that is a operation. Okay. Then put in the pickup flag. So that is your delay. Okay. Then you are going to accounting department. So that is your movement. Okay. Then account and signature verified. So that is your inspection. Okay. So like that, you have to join. Okay. And then here you have summary. That is how many operations here? One, two, three, four, five, and six. So operation should be more. Inspection. How many inspection activities? One and two. So two are the inspection activities. Transport. So two transport. Then delays. One. Okay. So total 11. Then how much is the distance covered? So you have to measure with the string. So that's why it is also called as the string diagram. So as far as possible, you have to reduce this distance 15 meter ka. Ideally speaking, it should be zero, but that is not possible. Okay, but you can definitely try to minimize, and that's why many of the banks, financial institutions, the concept of zero single window has come. Many government offices also single window matlab you don't have to run from here and there, from first floor to second floor to third floor. Everything will happen at one window only. That is what is concept of single window. So why? It's a industrial engineering. It's a TQM, total quality management system. Okay. So it need not be, your certification need not be only for जहाँ पे खाली machine है. It can be for any company. Even if you have a pawn shop, huh, then you can go for certification. Nobody has stopped you. You know, a pawn wala also can apply for the certification. Yes, my shop is ISO certified. I am certified. Then you have to once you reduce the distance, you have to also concentrate on this. Can I eliminate this inspection? Inspection is a waste activity. Can I eliminate this transport? Can I eliminate these delays? So these are the decisions. So once you make this chart, it becomes easy for engineers to take the decisions, right? Then two-handed process chart. Two-handed process chart is nothing but both the hands activities uh, are recorded. Motions of both the hands of the workers are right hand, left hand, chart level. See, what I am teaching as per the syllabus, right? And since in the syllabus these things are mentioned, I have to teach you. But now industrial engineering is modernized, and we are also going to touch what are the modern tools which are used in industrial engineering. So, which has made the life of industrial engineers quite easy. Otherwise, it was very laborious. I tell you, हमारे टाइम में टाइम स्टडी इंजीनियर्स का जो पोस्ट था, it was most dangerous post, most dangerous, most dangerous. You won't believe worker used to threat the time study engineer. देखता है तुमको गेट के बाहर like that. हमारा टाइम स्टडी लेता है क्या? तुमको क्या आता है like that. So the management has to escort that engineer. Protection, police protection. They have to provide the police protection. अगर ऐसा धमकी आया तो मैनेजमेंट यूज्ड टू आस्क इंजीनियर प्लीज डोंट गो आउट ऑफ द गेट, स्टे हियर फॉर 7 days. बताते तो 7 दिन के बाद क्या, कभी ना कभी तो मेरे को गेट के बाहर पड़ना है. बट दिस इज व्हाट हैड हैपेंड. दिस इज व्हाट was happening in olden days. But now it is, as the technology is advanced, QR code, scanner, barcode, RFID, and these cameras. So it's really, very tight control. It's very, very tight control. Nobody can fool you, let's say. So since we have cameras now, we don't have to stand there and record that activity of the chart. आप zoom करो, ये करो, सब everything is visible. टेबल पे बैठ के आप 200 पोजीशन कर सकते हैं विदाउट notifying the worker. Remember, this is done for repetitive operations, and of course mass production. And there are very mass production activities. आप छोटा छोटा कंपनी में जाएंगे ना, प्रेस इंजेक्शन मोल्डिंग, वैक्यूम फॉर्मिंग, सब मास प्रोडक्शन रहता है. Even many times, I'm sorry, but child labor is also used just to reduce the cost of the production. So again, you have here, operation. Operation means how you are grasping, how you are positioning. That is micro motion study. How you are releasing, how in transport, the delay. Okay, then storage, or it is also called as the hold. Then your inspection. So all these activities are checked. Hmm. So finally, what is the objective? Objective of this investigation is to eliminate or reduce the unwanted motions and to arrange the remaining motions इन अ बेसिक पिच, मतलब जो अनवांटेड मोशंस है उसको निकालने का, ठीक है। और जो मोशंस है, हाउ वी कैन मॉडिफाई दैट मोशंस, हाउ वी कैन ऑटोमेट, और हाउ वी कैन eliminate, or how we can suggest the alternative motions, whether the distance of the bean is far away, uh, whether he has to pick up from a larger distance, whether you need to modify the workstation instead of straight, whether you want to make a semicircular, so that decisions can be taken. Okay, like here now say 200 process chart is given for fixing a screw on the assembly. Okay, so it's like this: operator name, analyst means engineer. Okay, then what is the present method? Sketch if possible. ये एक हाथ है और ये एक हाथ है, ठीक है। Again and again I am telling, in modern industrial engineering, uh, this is not done, but you must know, isn't it? And it is, that's why it is included in the syllabus. Okay. So what are the left hand description? What are the right hand का description? Like left hand से हम लोग screw, pick up screwdriver from the rack. Then right hand से क्या कर रहा है, हम लोग screw को pick up किया, ठीक है, and screw को hole में डाला, ठीक है। Then लेफ्ट हैंड का एक्टिविटी क्या है, ब्रिंग स्क्रू ड्राइवर टू द स्क्रू। ओके, फिर तभी आपका जो हैंड है वो आइडल है, ठीक है। देन टाइटन द स्क्रू विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ लेफ्ट हैंड, ठीक है, एंड होल्ड द स्क्रू। राइट हैंड का एक्टिविटी क्या है, यू आर होल्डिंग द स्क्रू टू द होल्ड। नाउ यू कैन चेंज आल्सो, नाउ दिस इज कंसीडरिंग लेफ्टी, लेफ्टी है, यू कैन टाइटन विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ स्क्रू ड्राइवर, ठीक है। पर अगर राइटी रहेगा तो क्या करेगा, वो लेफ्ट हैंड से स्क्रू को उठाएगा, राइट हैंड से स्क्रू ड्राइवर को उठाएगा, बाद में स्क्रू को होल्ड में डालेगा, बराबर है। तब तक आपका राइट हैंड आइडल है। स्क्रू पे जैसे ही होल्ड में डालता है, पोजीशन करता है, फिर आप राइट हैंड से क्या करेंगे, स्क्रू को टाइट करेंगे, ठीक है। तो तभी आपका लेफ्ट हैंड है वो आइडल रहेगा। ओके, सो वी हैव टू see now, which hand is more busy, which hand is less busy, and how to you know effectively utilize both the hands. So this is what now effective time is. Left hand ka 7 seconds, right hand is used for 6 seconds. Okay, so that means your right hand is C, ineffective for 1 second, or a total cycle time of 7 seconds में right hand 8 seconds के लिए idle था. Okay, so what can be done? I said, how to utilize this. So this is what you will come to know in two-handed chart. Okay, like all small activities, office activities, workshop activities, this two-handed process chart can be used. Like you have now left hand and right hand, and the task is you have to sign a letter. Okay. You have to sign a letter. So you are holding a letter, okay, by left hand. Then right hand का activities क्या है, देखो, we are assuming here the person is right handed, so he reach to the pen, reach मतलब उसका hand, he is not walking, ना, आपको आपका हाथ है वो पेन तक लेके जाना पड़ेगा ना। then pen, you grab the pen, then पेन को आपका पेपर तक लेके आना पड़ेगा जहाँ पे आपको साइन करना है, then साइन करो, then पेन वापस होल्डर तक लेके जाओ, वहाँ पे रिलीज करो, एंड देन अगेन मूव हैंड बैक टू द लेटर। And during these activities, the left hand activities क्या है, he is only holding the letter, बराबर है। हाँ, अगर थ्री इडियट्स देखा है ना, so you can think of something else, बराबर है। Both the hands can be used for signing the letters, and you can automate the process. You won't believe, but sometimes the, uh, I am not exaggerating, but sometimes the managers are so busy, so they have to sign nearly 500, 600 signatures in a shift. Basically, not in the industry, but in institutions like banks, etc. हम्म, वो चेक देखता है, साइन करता है, चेक देखता है, साइन करता है, बराबर है, ये है, फटाफट फटाफट सिग्नेचर। हमारा भी देखो ना, जब भी तुम लोग सबमिट करते हैं असाइनमेंट्स, हाँ, तभी कितना साइन करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि सब बल्क में लेके आते हैं असाइनमेंट्स, बराबर है। एंड देन एक एक पेज पे कभी कभी सम फैकल्टीज दे साइन ऑन एवरी पेज। सो इमेजिन, अगर सपोज अगर दोनों हाथ से साइन करते हैं तो इट कैन बी मेड स्टिल फास्टर, isn't it? Like a three idiot, if both hands can be used, because all the while the left hand is idle. So this is how improvement can be done, two-handed. Now this is a two-handed process chart. This is important from your short note point of view, that explain two-handed process chart with an example. So two-handed process chart, that is assembly of nut and bolt. So chart begins both hands free before assembly, chart ends both hands free after assembly. तो लेफ्ट हैंड का एक्टिविटीज क्या है, राइट हैंड का एक्टिविटीज। लेफ्ट हैंड रीच फॉर द बोल्ट, बोल्ट लिया है, हम लोग क्या करना है, नट और बोल्ट को असेंबल करना है, तो बोल्ट के ऊपर नट चढ़ाना है। ऑब्वियसली बोल्ट को हम लोग लेफ्ट हैंड में पकड़ते हैं और नट राइट हैंड से घुमाते हैं, ठीक है। सो रीच फॉर द बोल्ट, रीच फॉर द बोल्ट मतलब आपका लेफ्ट हैंड है वो जहाँ पे बिन रखा है बोल्ट का, वहां तक आपका हैंड जाएगा। इट विल पिक अप द बोल्ट, इट विल, द लेफ्ट हैंड विल ग्रास्प द बोल्ट हेड को पकड़ेगा, okay. Then it will carry it to the central position, hold the bolt. See again symbols also you have to use, so this is a symbol for the storage, hold the bolt, okay. Then simultaneously अभी आपका right hand है, it is reaching the nut, grasping the nut, okay. Then carry to the central position जहाँ पे आपको assemble nut bolt रखना है, then place nut on the bolt, then आप उसको टाइट करो, that is nothing but screw the nut, and then entire assembly you keep it to the box, nut and bolt का assembly, ठीक है। So you have to check now, how you can improvise this, how you can improve this, then you have multiple activity charts. Multi so multiple activity chart means a chart in which the activities of more than one item are recorded on a common time scale to show their inter. So this is basically a man-machine chart. Man-machine chart is a multiple activity. So what are the types? Man-machine chart. One man handling one job or one machine. Man multi-machine मतलब क्या? One man handling a number of machines. This usually happens CNC shop में एक आदमी है वो चार पांच मशीन इजीली हैंडल करता है। EDM, EDM is EDM CNC EDM machines. They take longer time. तो वहाँ पे तो आराम से एक आदमी पाँच छह मशीन हैंडल कर सकते हैं। He has to just see nothing goes wrong, इधर फायर नहीं लगना मांगता है बस, that is what only he has to ensure. So one man handling a number of machines, that is man and multi machine chart. Then machine and multi man chart. Machine and multi man मतलब now इसका उल्टा, मतलब क्या, एक मशीन है and there are group of peoples, ठीक है। Then multi man machine chart, that is number of persons they are working on a computer system. So this is what is your multiple activity chart. Means there are more men, there are more machines. So it is the activities of more than one item, more than one worker, more than one machine, which are recorded on a common time scale. Why it is required? Because it's a very useful tool for understanding the flow of work in a cyclic process, means repetitive process, mm, and as a consequence understanding which resource is controlling the overall progress of the work. तो अपने को मालूम पड़ता है कि who is the main resource person on which the activities of others are dependent, ठीक है, that is one thing. Then the tool can be used to model different scenarios to determine the optimum mix of resources for the work. So second use is how the different resources जो चार पांच आदमी काम कर रहे हैं, बराबर है, how they can be used effectively. नहीं तो क्या, देखो हमेशा झगड़ा होते रहते हैं, अगर 4-5 आदमी एक ही टास्क के ऊपर है, तू इधर पकड़, मैं इधर पकड़ता हूँ, अरे अरे क्या कर रहा है तू, गाली, हाँ, इधर धक्का मार, उधर धक्का मार। नॉर्मली ये जो मशीन शिफ्टिंग, मशीन इंस्टॉलेशन के टाइम ये सब मल्टीपल एक्टिविटी होते रहते हैं, राइट। तो ऐसा नहीं होना मांगता है कि खाली 5 आदमी लगे हुए हैं तो खाली 4 आदमी काम कर रहे हैं और एक आदमी मजा देख रहे हैं, हाँ? वो खाली गाइड कर रहा है, अरे ऐसा मत करो, ऐसा मत करो, हाँ? So that is one thing. You have to see that whether the 5 persons what you are allocated. Sometimes the worker also come. साहब ये 2 आदमी से नहीं होएगा, मेरे को और 2 आदमी दे दो। तो एज एन इंजीनियर यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड कि 4 आदमी का काम है क्या। वो है एक सिंपल पिलर ड्रिलिंग मशीन और उसको यहाँ से हटाना है 10 फीट, तो उसको 4 आदमी क्यों चाहिए। 2 persons are enough. So that is what you have to understand, and that's why we take this multiple activity chart. So it says, you know, how many peoples are required, what will be the distribution between the works and machine. Hmm? Then everybody has to work, isn't it? That is what is called the balancing, the work team. अगर आप 5 वर्कर का टीम अलोकेट करते हो तो यू हैव टू सी दैट हर एक को काम है, इक्वल काम है, अंडरस्टैंड। दैट इज व्हाट इज यू हैव टू एग्जामिन एंड यू हैव टू बैलेंस। एंड देन अगर instead of 4 peoples, can I use only 1 person? Can I use only 2 persons? That is what you have to arrive, and that is what the purpose of multiple activity chart is. So where it is used, this is used in plant repair and maintenance. हाँ, 4-4 5-5 आदमी ऊपर चढ़ाने का है, नीचे से, या कुछ खोलना है तो पकड़ना पड़ता है, हेवी गियर बॉक्स है, so you have to have 2-3 peoples. Construction activities में you need 2-3 peoples. This is an example multiple activity chart for doing 3 loads of laundry. So load clothes and detergent in machine 1 washer, machine 2 dryer. So machine 1 is being loaded, machine 2 is idle. Then you are running this, so this operator is idle, machine 2 dryer is idle. Then now operator यहाँ पे is removing the clothes from the machine 1. This is being unloaded, so this is idle. Then load the cloths into machine 2. So this is idle and this is being loaded. Load the clothes and detergent into machine 1. So this is loaded, this is run. Okay, so now you have to check here. Okay, you have to check for the idle idleness, and then you have to see how this idleness can be eliminated, right. This is an another example for multiple activity chart, that is machining of a component, the part to be machined lying near the machine. This is the chart begins and chart ends machine part, मतलब हम लोग पहला raw material लिए, that is the beginning, and ending is हम लोग उसको मशीन किए और रख दिए कंटेंट वापस, that is what is your ending is, right. So load the job, machine is idle, switch on, machine idle, 2-3 स्विच कभी कभी दबाना पड़ता है, तो मशीन इज आइडल। जब भी मशीन चालू है तभी ऑपरेटर आइडल है, ठीक है, मशीनिंग ऑफ द पार्ट, दैट इज, लेट अस टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ सीएनसी ले, बराबर है, जॉब लोड हो रहा है। सी हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं आइडियली स्पीकिंग, दैट मशीन का स्पिंडल है दैट शुड रन फॉर 100% ऑफ द टाइम, मतलब अगर आपका 8 घंटे का शिफ्ट है तो 8 घंटा मशीन का स्पिंडल रन होना है, देन ओनली यू अर्न नाइसली, एट द मोस्ट 75%, लास्ट टाइम आई हैड टोल्ड, एटलीस्ट 8 घंटे में से 6 घंटा है मशीन का स्पिंडल शुड रन, अगर उससे नीचे अगर स्पिंडल रन होता है दैट मीन इट्स अ लॉस। So this is what can be identified from this multiple activity. इसमें से अपने को मालूम है, देखो यहाँ पे मशीन आइडल आइडल आइडल, खाली इतना पोर्शन में ही मशीन रन हो रहा है. So it is not a healthy sign for CNC lathes machine, like expensive machine. Then pick up the part, keep in tray. What you have to see, मशीन कंटिन्यूसली चालू रहना है. अंडरस्टैंड. देखो अभी यहाँ पे ऑपरेटर 1.96 और ये मशीन 1.96. सो टाइम वर्क पर साइकिल दिस एंड परसेंटेज यूटिलाइजेशन देखो कितना है ऑपरेटर का, ओनली 23.4% और मशीन का ही 76.6. सो when the machine is being run, so can we use the operator for some other purpose? And there are many companies that is by the time your machine is being run, the operator has been asked to do some other task. Many people they do like that, so that machine चालू रहेगा तभी operator क्या करेगा. Nowadays every machine is equipped with alarm system or and done. Something goes wrong, orange light will lit or red light will lit. So that time only the interference of the operator is required and not otherwise. Okay, so during that time operator has to be used. ऐसा हाथ के हाथ बैठ के इधर उधर घूमने को नहीं देने का उसको. He has to do some constructive activities. कुछ तो documentation, inspection activities, या sorting activities. These activities can be done for helping others for the setting. So this is the advantage of the multiple activity chart. So if you have any doubt, you please ask. It's my request that you please be attentive. Okay. I usually wait for 5-10 minutes because many students they keep on joining, and joining time is nearly 10 to 15 minutes. Be interactive. If you have any doubts, you please ask. Otherwise, we can stop here, and then next class we can start with the micro motion study. इंद्रजीत,
येस
कैसा
सर.
समजलं काय मायक्रो मोशन स्टडी, मल्टिपल ऍक्टिव्हिटी चार्ट वगैरे?
हो सर, समजलं.
ओके, गुड. ठीक आहे, लेट्स स्टॉप हियर. थँक यू सो मच.